Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In this practice, we're going to do another one of my favorite poses, wide-legged forward fold. Wonderful just to strengthen and stretch out the legs. Let's get started. Let's begin our practice in seated. So find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on a folded blanket here. Feel free to sit on your mat or even a pillow. Just want to feel comfortable. And for our props today, you might want to have a couple of yoga blocks or some hardbound books. Just an option really for our practice. So go ahead and begin with a nice long spine. Sit as tall as you can. Relax your shoulders and feel free to close your eyes. And if you do keep your eyes open, just have nice soft eyelids as you gaze downward or just forward across the room. Take a moment just to notice your breath. That reminder that you are breathing. Just turning your attention inward. Feeling your breath. And even breathing in a way where you can hear your breath. This is just a very simple meditative moment, just to arrive fully in the space, to be connected, and stay present. As you inhale, you might even feel the breath rising, filling up your lungs. And the exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Just a light contraction of the abdominal muscles. Here we engage the abdominal lock. It even provides some structure and support, so it allows you to sit up nice and tall. And this engagement also helps us move through our practice. So again, a nice full breath in, filling up your lungs. Exhale, draw belly in, feeling your center body, this connection. Very good. Let's take 3 more breaths like this. As you're still seated here on your blanket or on your mat, let's just go ahead and extend the legs. Since we're going to be doing some leg stretches, let's initiate that feeling in this seated forward fold. We're going to start in staff pose. I'm going to move my blanket back a little bit. So sitting up nice and tall here, lengthen legs, flex your feet to keep the legs active. You're going to place your hands on the floor by your hips, just to assist the lengthening of the spine. Just push down and continue to feel the long torso. Even imagine you have a string attached to the top of your head and you're being drawn upward. And as you're able, roll the shoulders back, maybe even squeeze the shoulder blades together. We inhale, get that tallness. And the exhale, we're still connecting to center, drawing belly button in towards spine. So you might even already feel that stretch in the legs just with activated legs by flexing the feet and sitting up nice and tall. But let's take a gentle forward fold here. Make sure you still feel tall. We'll inhale and extend the arms out and up, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, just bring your hands down in front of you and just let them land on your legs here. Now inhale, continue to fully extend spine. Exhale, draw belly in and take a simple step down the legs with the hands as you hinge forward, just like this. Now I only moved a little bit, but that's perfect. You don't have to move too far. I'm going to do that again, inhaling just to continue this lengthened spine at this new angle. Exhale, another step forward. And I can really sense that stretch in the legs. We're going to soften it up just a little bit. Bend the knees as much as you want to here. Lower your chin and allow your back to round. That will allow a little bit more space so you can fold a little deeper. You might even reach your toes, but you don't have to reach your toes here. So I'm going to take a few more breaths. Nice expansive breaths. Just as when we are sitting up tall, I invite you to breathe deeply to fill your lungs and just feel that opening in the front body. But since we're now folded forward and that nice curve in the spine, when you take a breath in, you might even feel an expansion in your back body. So try that out. As you inhale, fill up your lungs from the back side and just feel the broadening of the back. Feeling this wonderful stretch in the hamstrings, down through the back body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. When you're complete, just free your hands, just reach forward. We'll inhale and hinge your way back up, nice and tall. A little extra stretch here at the top. And then exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Let's return to our staff pose. That's where we began. Hands on the floor by your hips, shoulders back, heart opened, straight legs. So if they were bent, just straighten them out once again and take a breath. Good. Alrighty, from this posture, let's make our way to our hands and knees. Just going to swing the legs back. Just take your time here. Even feel free to place a blanket underneath you for a little extra padding. So while you're at hands and knees, cat and cow. So you'll inhale, tip chin up, look forward as you arch your back. This should feel good. As we just did the forward fold, now we create a back bend. As we exhale, we're going to round the spine again. So tuck the pelvis under, feel belly button pull up towards spine, chin to chest. There's the broadening of the back again. Inhale, reversing. Cow pose, tip pelvis back, feel the belly drop. Arch the back, look forward. Exhale, tuck pelvis under, round the spine. Belly button pulls up towards spine, engaging the abdominal lock, chin to chest. Let's just move through this sequence a few more times. Just getting some nice mobility through the whole back, down through the spine, into the hips. Feels really nice. Finish the breath that you're on. Take 2 more breaths. When you're complete, just return to a neutral tabletop posture. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. At the moment, your wrists and hands probably are directly underneath your shoulders. So we'll step the hands forward a little bit here. And as you do so, spread out your fingers pretty wide so you feel a stretch between each finger. Now the wrists are out from underneath the shoulders. And then kind of lean into the palms. Push flat hands into the mat. And as you press, you get a nice stretch in your hands, but also a straight, strong arm. Tuck your toes under. Let's do another cat-cow. Inhale, cow. That's the back bend. Exhale, cat. Tuck your toes under. With tucked toes, lift your knees off the ground. Send your hips up into the air. Keep pushing strongly into the earth with your hands, and your head will just sink naturally between the arms. Now you might need to adjust your feet a little bit. I stepped forward a little bit and even took the feet slightly wider. I'm going to take my hands slightly wider here. We're going to hold down dog for a moment. Keep pushing strongly into the floor with your hands. You have strong, straight arms, so you have a good, strong foundation. Soften the knees, even bend them a bit more. And send your hips up and back. Your head and chest might even sink a little deeper between the arms. Now we're going to pedal the feet. We're going to press one heel down as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. Here you might feel a nice stretch in the calf muscles, as well as a stretch through the toes. But really concentrate on that stretch you're creating in the calves. So we already did seated forward fold, getting a good stretch, perhaps mostly in the hamstrings. Now just working in the lower portion of the legs, getting into the calves. Okay, 1 more each side. And then we'll take a few steps towards the center of the mat or until your feet feel solid on the ground. And then just slide your fingertips towards your toes, a forward fold here, continuing that nice lengthening down through the backs of the legs. Perfectly fine if the knees are bent. 2 more breaths. We're going to come to standing. We'll set it up, shifting your weight back into your heels, so you can easily tap your toes here. Bend your knees, lower your hips like you're sitting into a low chair. Your back was rounded, so we want to extend the spine. At this point, you might be able to bring your hands up to thighs, push into thighs to extend, and only rising up to about 45 degrees. So we're here. It's like you're about to sit into a chair. Feel pretty balanced here. And then just keep pressing into thighs. Stand up tall. Let's get even taller, but with an inhale to extend the arms all the way up. Reach for the ceiling, and exhale to bring the arms down to your side. Very nice. Little rolling of the shoulders should feel good here. All right, we're going to get right away into our standing forward fold. Okay, a very simple version. In a classic style of yoga, there's actually 4 versions of this wide-legged forward fold. We're just going to do one of them, all righty? So let's actually make our way through a vinyasa, a flow, to get into this first pose. So standing near the top of your mat, leave some space between your toes and the front edge of your mat. Standing tall, mountain pose. I like to flip the palms forward. That way we get a nice rolling of the shoulders back. Increased opening up through the chest for good posture. Here we go. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, carefully fold forward. You might spread your wings, arms out to the side. Bend your knees, sit back into that imaginary chair. And then fold all the way down towards toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees, creating a flat back like you're at a table. This exhale to slide down. Take your time. Bend your knees enough so you can place your hands in that space you've created in front of your toes and walk or step both feet back to the back end of your mat. Draw this straight line so your hips maybe are at shoulder level. This is plank pose. Very strong posture. Let's take a breath in. On the exhale, just taking a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little. Send your hips into the air. Head and chest sink. So it's our return to down dog. Make some quick adjustments. Even feel free to do another quick stretch for the calves. But we're going to move into a warrior position. Okay, we're going to extend the right leg up, but for balance, I like to step left foot to center, kind of creating this nice tripod. So then we inhale, extend right leg up, and you should have some good balance. Reach long through that lifted leg. Exhale, step forward with this right foot, landing perhaps just behind the right wrist. You're going to turn left heel to the floor behind you. Be sure to shift your weight back into that foot. Your whole body will move here. So you feel planted, balanced between the feet. Hands can easily lift up off the ground. I like to walk up to the thigh. Again, the back might have been rounded, so let's extend here 45 degrees, and then we'll continue to rise. Shoot the arms forward and rise up. Right there, there's our warrior one. Let's just settle into warrior one for a moment. Okay, we're getting into a lunge, getting prepared for our wide-legged forward fold. Okay, making sure this right knee is bent. Knee and toes are pointing forward. We're getting a nice hip flexor release on that left side. Inhale here. Exhale, turn your torso or open up towards the left side of the room. Arms come down to parallel. You might need to adjust this back leg. I like to turn that leg outward. Toes kind of guide that nice opening here. Warrior two. Let's hold for just a moment. We're almost there. Setting this up. So from our warrior two, we're going to straighten the right leg or this front leg. You're going to turn your right set of toes so they're facing in the same direction as your left foot. And if your feet feel kind of turned awkward or they're out of alignment, just adjust your feet. Okay, even look down. So your toes are pointing forward. Nice alignment across the mat here. So you're going to be sideways on your mat. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this. Okay, this way. Now, you're welcome to have nothing in front of you or have a block or two. I'll just bring in one block and turn it up to level 3. Okay? You may not need this, but this is just so you can bring the floor a little bit closer to you. Now we're going to take the arms out to the side like this, just like Warrior 2. Let me just show you here. And I call this a star shape right there. Let's inhale, reach out with the arms. Feel tall, and on the exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees slightly, so we're protecting the back as we now fold. We're going to bring the hands forward and down either to the ground or your stacked books or your block. I'm actually going to turn my block down to a level 2. This feels just right for me. So you can go as low as you'd like. This might be it right here. Legs are wide, knees are slightly bent. I'm going to go a little deeper. What's wonderful about the forward fold in this fashion with the feet wide like this is that it really targets all parts of the leg. Not only are we getting the hamstrings because of the fold, because of the angle of the legs, we're also getting a nice stretch to the outer portion of the legs, typically below the knee here, and even the inner legs. Let's take a couple more breaths here. This feels quite nice. Back might be rounded. That's okay as well. Now to come out of the pose, I like to rise up to fingertips either on the floor or block or books to extend the spine. Nice and long here. You can still keep that bend in the knees. Actually bend them a lot here. Send the weight back towards the heels just to establish some balance. Hands should feel light enough so you can break them out to the side. Little airplane wings here. Okay, using the strength of the legs, we're just going to stand up tall, just returning to our star shape here. Let me turn to my original pose this way. Okay, we're going to spin the right foot forward, bend the knee, return to your Warrior 2. This back left hand, big cartwheel all the way around and down to the floor in front. I'm just going to move my block out of the way. Plant the hand strongly, rise up onto tiptoes back there to align the hips, and then we can slide the foot back. It's our return to plank pose. We're going to take another shortcut to down dog, so bend the knees, hips to sky. Making some adjustments with feet and hands. Let's do the other side. Again, to set this up, I'll step right foot to center, creating our tripod. Inhale, take left leg into the air, straight line. Exhale, left foot steps up to the top of the mat, landing behind the left hand. Right heel turns to the floor, shift the whole body back to get weight into that back foot so you are balanced on 2 feet. Reach forward with your arms, rising up, hinging from hips. Again, we'll hold Warrior 1 for a moment. Again, left knee and toes pointing forward. Nice strength building in this thigh. Right leg turned out. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, opening to your right. Arms come down to parallel. Make any adjustments with the feet again. You really just want to be mindful of your joints, your hips, knees, and ankles. So everything feels free and comfortable. All righty, we're going to straighten this left leg. Turn the toes so they face the same direction as your right set of toes. Make any adjustments with the feet so you have a nice alignment, and there's our star shape. Okay, once again, I'm going to turn this way. Inhale, reach out with the arms, feel tall up top. Exhale, draw belly button in, bend the knees to protect your back as you now fold. Coming down. Again, use your props as you need to. I'm just going to bring my fingers to the floor and just feel that nice melting sensation. Feels wonderful. Now, we've already done the pose, the first side, correct? So if you want to, you might want to take the feet slightly wider, just to increase the sensation, only if it feels good to you. Going a little deeper here, we'll take maybe 5 to 10 breaths, whatever feels good for you, as you feel this wonderful stretch down through the backs of the legs, the outside of the legs, and the inner legs. Be sure to keep a nice knee bend here. Let's take 3 more breaths. Notice if your back is rounded, that's no problem. Because here, when we're getting out of the pose, we're just rising up to fingertips, extending the spine, even bring in a block if you need to, just to help that extended spine. So we're here. We have a lot of weight forward, so we're going to make sure the knees are bent, sit back, get more into the heels. So you have some lightness in the fingers. So you can now take your arms out to the side, our airplane wings. Strength of the legs here to help rise up, returning to your star shape. I'll return to my original position here. Return left foot forward, lunging, returning to the warrior two. Big cartwheel, bring this right arm around and down to the floor in front. Plant the hands, rise up onto tiptoes behind you, slide left foot back, plank pose, hold. Good strength building here and finishing by gently bringing knees to the floor. We'll sit back into hero pose for a moment and we'll take a seat. I'm just bringing in my blanket and just return to your comfortable seat. Coming to the end of our practice. Take some deep breaths. Feel the lengthening of your spine, nice relaxed shoulders. Allow the body to come to ease. Wonderful. And one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend arms out and up. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Taking one more full and complete breath here. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Thanks again for joining me in this wide-legged forward fold yoga practice. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe so you'll be updated on upcoming classes that I offer. And leave me a comment on what you would like to see me do for a yoga class just for you.